Hi, my beautiful brothers and sisters. This is part 2 of Kinswoman, Mary Hernandez with Genesis Kingdom. So now it brought me to Leviticus 19. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them that you should be holy, for I am the Lord your God, I am holy. That you shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbath, that I am the Lord your God. Turn ye not into idols, nor make yourself molten gods, for I am the Lord your God. What did it say? It says, make ye not to no idols, nor to any molten images, no gods. You don't make a man a god, a woman a god, a cross a god, gold, silver, nothing. If you offer a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord, that you should offer it on your own will. You know, there's so much you could do to offer God. And people think it's material things. Like when it says silver and gold, I even thought that until I just read it too. That you bring gold. Here, God, I serve this to you. No, that's not what it means. A lot of people were living in the world system that had to offer you gold. They had to offer you silver. But you walk away from all that. You walk away from the beast system that has to offer you that and give that up and come to the Lord, to our creator of the ends of the earth. That's a sacrifice. Living the way of the world. If you're famous out there and you think that's more important, what did it talk? I don't think it was Zedekiah maybe? Where it talked about, hey, God, how can I enter the kingdom of heaven? And then he said, get rid of all your gold and give it to the poor and come and follow me and you'll have more riches in heaven. I can't do that. He said, I'll tell you what. He said, a hooker, a tax collector will be able to get faster into the kingdom of heaven than a camel through a needle. That's for somebody that's rich, because that money means that much to them. That fame means that much to them. And you know that a lot of them have sold their soul for it. And you see it all that for what? That world's also coming to an end. So he's saying what? That's what he means by sacrifices. What are you living? Follow me. Let's do that. He said your family's protected. Your family's taken care of. Follow me and do right. That it shall be eaten the same day and you offer it. And in the morrow you ought to remain until the third day and it shall be burnt in the fire. If it had been eaten at all on the third day, that is abominable, that it shall not be accepted. Therefore, every one that eateth, that it shall bear his iniquity, because he had profaned the hollow thing of the Lord, and the soul shall be cut off from among his people. It says, and ye shall rip in the harvest of your land, and thou shalt not make a holy rip in the corners of the field, but neither shall you gather any of the gleanings of thy harvest. And if you know the story about the gleanings, that's actually Leviticus 9, gleaning, and the famous story about Ruth and Boaz. I know you guys know about Boaz. I heard you guys been praying out there for Boaz, but you got to remember we're our own Boaz too. We hold birthrights, and it's just cleansing yourself and the washing by the word of the Bible from filthy rags to our whole armor of God on, our priesthood, our royalty, our purple garments, that she was gleaning out there. That means you're harvesting, you're serving. You reap what you sow, and your fruit will speak for itself, and everything else will be added to you at the end. People were expecting, I'm not going to lie, I did too. I was expecting, something to happen here, and then when it wasn't, and I would hear about others, and I was like, all right, well then it's my turn now. But this was my reward, was to preach to you and his deliverance and liberty to you into this world. You know, he was my inheritance. Mother God is my inheritance. And yes, I know I have, you know, everything that's added to me at the end. But it was the fruit. You know, you reap what you sow. If I wouldn't have done nothing in this journey and what I would just do for me to get saved, well then, guess what? I'm not going to rip nothing. I'm going to be saved, but alone. That's a price, you know. But if you could make a difference to somebody and save a soul, why wouldn't you use that time and that opportunity to use it and do right with it? Clean, dig ditches, dig yourself out of that whole pit that we did. I believe I heard somebody say, man, they dug a grave for you. You know, now they're falling on their own grave. And I'm going to say this. I dug my own grave for my own sins and the way I lived my life, and it was wrong. You know, I sinned, you know, so I had to dig my way out. You know. In this journey, Mother God and Father God asked me, do I forgive the people that did me wrong? I said, absolutely, I do. Because he forgave me for my sin. Mother God forgave me for my sins. And I was a lost soul, just like you were out there. And they said, well, not that easy for us. They have to dig ditches and work just the same way you did. You know, had to be put through the fire and do it all over again from the beginning. But nobody gets that chance to do over, you know, a second chance to get it right. And when you're given that opportunity, do not pass it by. Because then you're going to be like, dang, I should have listened to her, man. I should have listened to him. You know, because I know I'm not the only one that's out here preaching. I know that. But I speak for what I'm doing, what I'm serving, and what I love to do. You know, I have a passion for it. And I fell in love with it, you know. And then I fell in love with people out there. Not like that, but like I seen them as lost souls the same way that I was, you know. So everything served a purpose. You know, impatient try to kick in. Not for the person that I used to be. I was the most impatient person that you could ever meet, you know. God did signs and wonders with me, and I thank him for it, you know. So now Leviticus 19:10. And what I mean, I used to be impatient if I went and I picked up somebody or dropped off somebody. And they said, I'll be right out. And it could have been really just 5 minutes, but it seemed like 10 hours to me. I was out, you know. But with that being said, it says, thou shalt not glean in the vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard, that thou shalt leave them for the poor and the stranger, that I am the Lord your God. You shall not steal, neither shall deal falsely, with neither lie to one another, that you shall not swear by my name falsely, but neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God, that I am the Lord. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, though neither rob him the wages of him, that it is the hire that shall abide him in thee all night until the morning. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor shall your stumbling block before the blind. And thou shalt not fear thy God, for I am the Lord. So you shall fear thy God, for I am the Lord. And thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put the stumbling block. The deaf, what does that mean? When you don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you know, why would I not share that information with you? Those should not be put in stumbling block. Don't be setting up somebody that doesn't know. You know, like if I knew and I didn't tell you, but I go set you up and I'll be like, hey, come on, let's go. I'm going to get you to sin. That's putting a stumbling block in front of somebody, knowing that I know that would be sin. But if you didn't know, but I'm saying, hey, come on, let's go and sin, and I know that could be the pathway hell to you, that's what it means. Do not do that. And that is Leviticus 19:14. That you shall do, it says you should do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor thy person of the mighty, but the righteous shall thou judge by neighbor. Thou shalt not go up and down the tell barrier among the people, but neither shall thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor, that I am the Lord. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart, and thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor. Thou shalt not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear a grudge against the children of thy people, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, for I am the Lord. And thou shalt keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender or devise kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed, with the mix with the ungodly world. But you're going to sit there and sow that seed and tell him, hey, it's okay to do this, but God will give you a pass. No, you don't get no pass.